Good morning, Lincoln, and hello, hunters. Are you interested in clips like this? What about the story? Or are you just interested in talking to people who also love to talk about Love and Deepspace? If you are, I do stream every Tuesday at noon PST and would love to see you guys there. Or, if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It would be a lot of fun. Anyways, I hope that you have a good time, enjoy the clip, and as always, stay safe out there, hunters. Okay. We're on the last chapter. We're gonna do this. We got it. The action is starting in this chapter. Yeah, Sylus is legit looks like he's singing. Making out with hair. It reminds me of the Doctor Who, I give you the air from my lungs. It's giving air from my lungs. Rebirth Cocoon. Benedict extends his hands as a friendly gesture. Zayne barely returns the handshake before quickly withdrawing. I'm surprised Zayne didn't wipe his hand off afterwards.
Wait, you two know each other? Why didn't any—
Dr. Zayne and I met at Mount Eternal. However, it was a brief encounter.
Oh.
I remember. I didn't expect us to meet again here.
When Benedict is introduced, I learned that he was once distinguished doctor. He served as a mentor for a group of new recruits during the Battle of Mount Eternal. However, he withdrew from the position at the halfway point for personal reasons.
We're not officially open to the public yet, but this sanatorium has already become the preferred choice for many patients. As the director, I'm truly grateful that everyone has embraced the philosophy of the Fountain of Ate.
Does that mean he's a higher up in Ever also then? Oh, is he the founder? Is Benedict the new sixth love interest? Through the glass walls lining both sides of the corridor, the sanatorium's new patients can be seen. They're undergoing a physical examination. Each patient is accompanied by their assigned medical staff member. The checkups proceed quickly with virtually no wait times. When you hear Rebirth Cocoon, what comes to your mind?
Metamorphosis.
Benedict, we meet him briefly when he's first telling us about Dawnbreaker. He was the detective that was telling us about Dawnbreaker originally. It was a very brief, and they didn't show his name. They didn't show his face or his name. They just called him detective. Outside the ascending elevator, the stark whiteness gradually gives way to green. A vibrant green garden appears before us. And suddenly, everything clicks. Is this where Caleb met all of them at the end of his main story? When someone returns from death's door, and this is the first thing they see. I must have explained. You died and lost your memories. No, it's all good. It's fine. I wouldn't have remembered either. A crescent-shaped corridor encircles a towering tree, surrounded by emerald-like grass dotted with vibrant flowers. The area overlooks a circular azure lake. This is giving like end of Caleb's story branch, like when all of those guys are meeting up top. I feel like I have to watch that last scene now to see if maybe Benedict was there also. Jubal. They'd feel like they'd be given a second chance at life.
To be frank, we need Dr. Zayne's help to improve our experiment's success rate.
He speaks as if he's discussing statistics rather than matters of life and death. If there's still room for improvement, shouldn't you inform your patients about this so-called success rate?
They're aware. The patients who've been given terminal diagnoses voluntarily agreed to participate in the experiment. It's a deal with mutual consent. Besides, who would choose to wait for death's certainty when given the chance to roll the dice of fate?
We don't talk about dice and fate around here.
3rd floor.
As the elevator doors open, an unexpected gust makes me squint. Before me is an unfamiliar white corridor. It's empty and clean. It felt like Zayne's story was a continuation of Homecoming Wings. So far, that's what I'm getting also. The corridor is lined with separate rooms on both sides. And through their semi-transparent glass, I can see egg-shaped experimental pods. Here are the Rebirth Cocoons. Their mysterious nature has been revealed. Mounted on bases lined with energy circuits, they emit a gentle glow. Contrary to what we experienced, Carter and Benedict seem quite willing to show us everything. Yet what we see feels like a meticulously crafted exhibition for the visitors. The light bathes everything in soft, warm tones to create a sort of cocoon effect. Even the air filtration system can be adjusted to simulate different scents based on mood. Well, this is main story, not branch. That's true. It is main story, yes. Every detail was made to spark a desire for life and create an illusion of truly being alive. A soft hum fills the air as fluorescent blue energy flows through the tubes and rapidly enters the chamber. The connected monitor displays the Rebirth Cocoon's interior in real time. Inside, a young girl receiving treatment clutches her chest. She takes deep, labored breaths. Pain covers her already pale face as she breaks into a cold sweat. Her hands tremble, and she soon starts convulsing. Seconds after the device activates, her breathing steadies at a remarkable rate. Her convulsions stop. As time passes, her breathing finally becomes regular. Exhausted, she closes her eyes and seemingly drifts into a deep, dreamless slumber. The video feed sparkles with light, and text appears to indicate the treatment is complete. Benedict presses a button on the wall, and the treatment room's smart glass returns to its opaque, milky white state.
Dr. Zayne, these should interest you the most. The treatment consists of 7 sessions. Patients show significant improvement in health indicators after each one.
He hands over a document that contains experimental data from several test subjects. Zayne's gaze lingers on the first page for half a second before turning to Carter, who's standing to the side with a self-satisfied look.
I won't be sugarcoating anything. Your experiment has failed to meet its objectives. You've lost control of the cellular mutation process.
You could have used a little bit of sugar.
Well, you didn't earlier, Carter, but we're not going to talk about that, are we?
Zayne, the Rebirth Cocoon is our most successful experimental product to date. Our ultimate goal is to achieve humanity's perfect form through genetic and cellular reconstruction.
Without a hint of emotion, Zayne glances at him. Then he taps the data's success rate column with his knuckle.
These numbers are far from perfect.
Someone's using his expertise well.
As the creator of X-Art, I can tell you that your so-called success merely uses the existing technology to temporarily delay the disease's progression. And if it fails, there's a likely chance that the patients will transform. Then they'll begin to turn into wanderers.
Every
Too true,
treatment
Montoya.
carries risks. If we only relied on your safe methods, then...
Zayne closes the files and hands them back to Benedict. His expression remains calm throughout the exchange.
Of course. I understand you're challenging the impossible. That's why I decided to join. I enjoy challenging the impossible.
As they continue their thoughtful verbal sparring, my gaze is drawn to the curved floor-to-ceiling windows beside us. Outside, patients in white hospital gowns walk around the verdant lawn. They create an unexpectedly peaceful scene. At that moment, my heart detects a strange energy. It pulls me forward. This feeling, it's just like before, when I was in the ruins of the Gaia Research Center. I gently nudge Zayne. He understands and takes a step to converse with Benedict and Carter. Then he successfully leads them away. My man Zayne, we don't even have to say anything to him. After making sure no one's around, I slip into the descending elevator.
You're not allowed in there, miss.
I see.
You can't go there either. Miss? Visitors are restricted to the public areas on the first and second floors. We aim to respect our patients' privacy.
I turn to meet the receptionist's polite yet weary gaze and nod. Alright then, I'll head back. It was that way, right? I point to a spot in the distance. Confused, the receptionist turns to look, and I prepare to make my escape. Atta girl. But I'm yanked by the hem of my shirt. A faint energy I've sensed disappears. Excuse me? Alright. Undercurrent. In the hallway, the receptionist has finally noticed my disappearance and is looking everywhere for me. The sliding door closes. I turn around, cautious, only to find myself face to face with someone familiar.
You're the young lady who accompanied Dr. Zayne.
Miss Karen?
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Karen, a patient with Protocore Syndrome.
A sliver of light from outside filters through the Venetine blinds. It illuminates her gentle features. She extends her hand, thin yet steady, toward me. I politely return her handshake.
I know you and Dr. Zayne are here to investigate the Fountain of Ate, or rather, the Rebirth Cocoon. However, the press conference for it is coming up, and you're not the only ones keeping an eye on things.
You said exactly what I was thinking. Are you also undercover so you can gather information? She nods, but after a moment passes, she shakes her head.
Sort of. My original reason for coming here was simple. I wanted to live. Isn't it strange? After all, I was a war correspondent who once risked everything on the battlefield. Yet, after returning to civilian life, I'm afraid of death. I even believed in far-fetched promises.
When it comes to matters of life and death, I have no right to judge, let alone interfere with others' choices. Yet I also wondered, if I were a patient, would I pin my hopes on this experiment despite knowing full well how absurd it is? But I hesitate, unsure if I should reveal what I know.
You want to say that this experiment is turning people into monsters. Those things called the Altreum. I was there during the Battle of Mount Eternal. I saw people transform into monsters with my own eyes. Whether you're trying to stop it or investigate it, 2 people won't be enough to treat this as a simple matter.
She turns around and opens a drawer. She takes out a small, elegant notebook and hands it to me. You know we have Protocore Syndrome too. Yes. Yet there was no mention of us having taken medicine like the others. Is there mention that the Aether Core stops us from getting, or stops us from progressing in the Protocore Syndrome? Or is the Aether Core the thing that's giving us the Protocore Syndrome? Because I knew that we had it, but it's not progressed. And what you're saying is we had no mention of us having taken medicine like the other people, because the other people have taken medicine. Call the other 5. Call them all. Bring them in.
This may seem sudden, but I need your help. And I believe you might need mine as well. It'll be necessary to prevent this press conference from taking place.
But why would you... Questions flood my mind, but I can't find the right one to ask.
As it stands, I'm their most successful test subject.
That visitor just disappeared around here.
Boop. The receptionist I managed to shake off earlier hurries towards us. Karen responds with a slight smile. Seems like the Aether Core is keeping MC alive and safe. In final farewell, tell Tobias that it's an injection. Right, and Tobias had to take the injection. But we don't take the injection. And Dolly's saying that the Aether Core is what's assumed keeping us alive and safe. Okay. So between not taking the medicine and the Aether Core, we're assuming that there's something that's happening that's different from us than the rest of everybody who has Protocore Syndrome.
Take this with you. When you get out, tell them you saw the patient in room A107 faint. You were just escorting me back to my room.
I understand. Thank you.
Miss, how did you end up here? Is there anything I can help you with?
The patient in room A107 just collapsed. You should check on her. While skeptical, the receptionist quickly summons doctors and nurses. The quick response suggests Karen's presence carries special weight here. For my first visit to the sanatorium, uncovering these crucial leads is more than I could have hoped for. As for those secrets that lie deeper in a shroud of mystery and finding a way to stop Carter and Benedict's plans, that will take more time. I wonder how Zayne is doing. I should act like I don't know anything when I meet up with him. Pushing these thoughts aside, I carefully hide the notebook on my person before heading towards the main white building. As the tour is about to end, Carter is once again urgently called away by his assistant.
As the creator of Xheart, seeing your technology destroyed because of a momentary lapse in judgment.
Is that what he's calling it?
Do you feel regret or disbelief? I had imagined both reactions, yet I see neither on your face.
Zayne doesn't have much of a reaction on his face.
You must have been away from the operating room for too long, Mr. Benedict. You seem to have forgotten that showing emotions on one's face is the most ill-advisable thing a doctor can do.
Benedict smiles and chooses to ignore the sarcasm.
I'll be honest. I don't trust you, Dr. Zayne.
Ooh.
But no one else has your outstanding qualifications and experience. It's precisely why I want to bring you on board, even when I know you don't agree with our philosophy.
Since you're being candid, Mr. Benedict, I'll also discard the pleasantries. As I've said, I want to challenge the impossible. We each have something to gain, no? This
Husband is
collaboration
angry.
could work.
Is challenging the impossible your only reason? Will you really let others handle your life's work? Don't you want to find out who created those Altreum?
Our stoic snowman.
You certainly enjoy speculating about others' feelings.
I just can't help but wonder, if your bold experiment back then was completed, would the results have been different? In any case, Miss Hunter will tell you about her impressions of the tour after she's done with her disappearing act.
The clamor from downstairs seeps through the window and causes subtle vibrations in the air. Calm as ever, Zayne meets his gaze.
I look forward to our cooperation in the future.
The girls are fighting. Husband was angry. And just like that, our first tour comes to an end. After leaving the sanatorium, life with Zayne seems to have returned to normal. Barely finding a moment's rest, he rushes between Oxo Hospital and the sanatorium. For the time being, Ever seems preoccupied with their grand vision with the Fountain of Atea. Etia. I'll get it right eventually. The leads related to the Aether Core have also gone cold. Meanwhile, Protocore Syndrome cases are multiplying at an incredible rate. Oxo Hospital's emergency room is constantly overwhelmed. Medical teams worldwide continue to test new treatments, but the results remain disappointingly ineffective. It's as if a deity, you mean Astra, somewhere in the cosmos, an uncertain amount of worlds, It's as if a deity, somewhere in the cosmos, and uncertain about the world's fate, keeps listlessly rolling the dice again and again.
Aren't you supposed to save people's lives? My wife is critically ill, and you're just letting her die.
Where's Dr. Zayne? Isn't he the leading expert on Protocore Syndrome? Why can't he see us first?
Doctor, my child was perfectly fine yesterday. Why did the condition worsen?
In the break room of the Division of Cardiac Surgery, the doctors and nurses can finally get a few minutes of rest. Exhausted, they slump into their chairs.
We're humans, not gods. We want to take care of everyone too.
In 3 days, Ever will officially unveil the Rebirth Cocoon at their press conference. It is designed to treat Protocore Syndrome.
Astra!
We interviewed Ms. Karen, one of the first patients who underwent this treatment. She will appear at the press conference. We might be witnessing a medical revolution. Only time will tell.
Everyone remains silent as they watch through the transparent partition in the door. From the corridor, they observe Zayne's focused expression. So you're telling me all these people are turning because of Astra? Ooh. Maybe. No, because they're turning because I think it has to do with the protocores. And Ever's definitely doing that. The Astra thing, I think, is just a Zayne thing. Unless Astra is actually in charge of Ever. Hashtag Astra's CEO.
Isn't Dr. Zayne supposed to be on leave?
Actually, I think there's speculation that Astra is the CEO of Ever.
Officially, maybe. I bet he's just busy with other projects.
Things just aren't the same without Dr. Zayne here. Seeing him around makes me feel at ease. It doesn't matter how exhausted I am.
Yvonne lets out a deep sigh and turns to open a storage cabinet. With practiced ease, she breaks 2 dietary glucose sticks to hand out to her colleagues behind her.
Let's eat these and give it our all.
Astra CEO, 6 love interest. Can confirm.
Doctor, if I get sick, will I turn into a monster?
No.
Really? Will from the bed next to me said these crystals will eat us and turn us into big monsters.
Dr. Zayne, I'd like to process my child's discharge papers. If you could...
Lexi's condition has shown improvement. I advise you not to transfer hospitals at this time.
But everyone's saying Ever has a new treatment. We really want to try it.
The pulmonary artery aneurysm has ruptured. There is insufficient blood volume for circulation. Dr. Zayne, we can pronounce the time of death.
Time of death, 2:23 a.m. Notify the family.
Oh. Using the wall to support himself, a teenager in a warm green hoodie staggers along. He stops to catch his breath after each step. Every organ feels twisted and turning inside out. His nerves scream from the agony and pain. They threaten to rob him of his strength to stand. His vision blurs as he collapses against the wall, his arms shaking uncontrollably as he tries to brace himself. Something races beneath his skin.
I'm not a monster. I don't want to become a monster.
The violent urge surges through him once again as he stares at his hands. They're covered in sharp crystals. He's fighting against the impulse to plunge them into his own heart. Yet he can't bring himself to do it. cold snowflakes fall onto his body that's reached a fever pitch. A man's steady footprints approach. He stands at the end of the road, his tall figure nearly blocking out all the light from the street lamp. The teenager can still make him out, however. Is it Dawnbreaker? It's Dawnbreaker.
You're the killer. Or the doctor. We meet again.
This isn't a coincidence.
Oh, it's
I'm
Dawnbreaker.
here specifically because of you.
Is that so? Am I turning into a monster?
He forces his eyes to close for a moment. Even his vision is starting to blur. The man, clad in black, slowly approaches him. The teen feels an unexpected sense of peace.
I knew you'd save me.
Just as something foreign bursts through his skin to strike at the man before him, the teen hears the crystalline sound of ice forming beneath his ear.
It'll be over soon.
The patient in room A103 is experiencing memory loss, continual emotional detachment, and exhibiting behavioral patterns that differ from usual. 3 days after entering the Rebirth Cocoon, the boy from room A210 disappeared without a trace. The patient from room A379 experienced a violent episode while awaiting treatment. The Rebirth Cocoon's performance has improved. I was chosen as the ideal test subject. They believe I'm the closest to success.
The notes Karen gave me consist almost entirely of observation reports on other test subjects. Her journalist's instincts made her distrust this research project from the start. She had already noticed something was off about it. This is... A worn, creased photo slips out from between the notebook pages. Its edges reveal the countless times it's been handled. In the photo, Karen is holding a little girl who's no more than 3 years old. Both of them are smiling at the camera. Is this her daughter? I quickly understand why she wants to live despite her doubts about this project. When did you get back? The breaking dawn appears outside the window as the sky grows brighter. Perhaps it's just my imagination, but I think I see those black ice crystals on his arm again. But when I move closer to check, it seems I'm imagining things. Zayne watches me without saying a word. I realize that I only came over last night to help feed Shishi. I hope I remembered saying that. But I got so caught up in analyzing the clues that I accidentally fell asleep on the couch. Sorry, I went a little overboard when I made myself at home. A moment passes, and a faint smile tugs at the corner of his lips.
Is there a passcode in this house that you don't know?
I clear my throat and hand him the notebook. I tried to prevent us from getting sidetracked. In any case, I believe Karen is our best lead right now. Recently, Ever had made a public announcement about their best test subject, who will make an appearance at the press conference. Unlike those big spenders and socialites, Karen has a positive, approachable image. She also has a good reputation in the eyes of the general public. They're trying to use her to build public support and convince more people to believe in their cause. By giving me these notes, she probably hoped I'd help her stop the press conference, or even put an end to the project altogether. Oh, sorry. So I thought, for a while, I've been talking to myself, and then he hugs me from behind because he's husband. Zayne?
Yes, I'm listening.
His embrace is gentle, as if the slightest touch might shatter something fragile. Did something happen?
It's cold.
To think someone who's like snow could feel chilly, I pause before turning around and embracing him. I'll stop talking about ever. But if you're really tired, please make sure you rest properly. Will you do that for me? Because Zayne is husband. They are bringing the romance in this. They really are, actually. I really enjoyed that about Sylus's also, was that they were bringing in this romance aspect of it, which I'll take. I actually thought Sylus's was a nice balance between romance and back to Daddy Anakinus. Countdown. I wish there was a bit more of this skinship with Sylus's. Oh, you felt there wasn't enough? Oh, you like with hugging and stuff like that? I agree. I think Sylus is a hugger. He definitely loves to hug MC and touch her. So I can agree with you on that, Montoya. There are less than 36 hours remaining until the press conference for the Fountain of Atea. Before returning to the sanatorium to stop it, Zayne and I quickly come up with a plan. I need to approach Miss Karen again to figure out a surefire way. Meanwhile, Zayne, who already has connected with the core researchers, will cover for me. Whether it's diseases, wanderers, or the Altreum, they all stem from humanity's instinctive fear of things beyond their control. The deeper this fear takes root, the more likely people are to mistake absurdity for miracles. And whenever appears as a savior, they will gain a congregation of devoted followers. So basically, they'll turn into a cult. Zayne, the energy source I detected wasn't my imagination. I'm still not confident in utilizing this spatium core, but another visit might help us discover something new.
All right.
Zayne nods. I was prepared for a lecture about not abusing my power, but he says nothing. I can't wait to see what they will do for the other guy's romance in the main story. I was thinking about that, and I wonder who they're going to do next. I wonder if they're going to do like a grouping like they did with Zayne and Sylus. Are they going to do like Xavier and Caleb? Or Raphael and Caleb? I think Xavier and Caleb would be cool. Would be a good one. Also, I apologize if you hear something in the background. It's my cat messing with my blinds. Here, put it on. To ensure the mission runs smoothly, I borrow cutting-edge equipment from the Association. The state-of-the-art invisible earpiece, modified by engineering prodigy Simone, is no bigger than a grain of rice. Xavier and Raph. That makes sense because they mentioned them in Sylus's, so yeah, that's what Montoya said too. I said I think it would be cool to see Xavier and Caleb in one, but I'll take Xavier and Raph. I also have a small energy firearm. It's capable of bypassing most detection systems currently in use. I place the earpiece in my ear and gesture for him to come closer. Zayne obliges and leans down. One cough to turn on the mic, 2 coughs to turn it off, and tap to adjust the volume.
Thank you.
That's clever, actually. Wait, where are we? In Zayne's home? I got a bit distracted for a second. Yes, we're in Zayne's home right now. We're getting ready to head back to the sanatorium, though. I'm not sure why you're being so polite, but... As soon as the comm channels open, deafening audio feedback blasts my eardrums. I clutch my ears in pain. I stagger back, and just before Shishi mischievous attempts to trip me succeeds, Zayne catches me by the waist. He can't help but laugh. This is the first time in days that I have seen a genuine joy in Zayne's expression.
You...
Come on, give this boy a proper laugh. He deserves it. They may still surprise us and show Caleb and Raph. That would be actually kind of cool too. No, I think they're gonna you know what? If they're gonna continue to do these two people, what they're gonna do is they're gonna do Xavier and Raph, and then they're gonna do Caleb and the 6th love interest. Especially if he's like part of Ever or something like that. The angst and yearning will be so good. I agree. I frantically clamp my hand over his mouth. Wait until I adjust the volume before you speak. I can feel his smile widening. That's so cute. Love their little giggles. His laugh just now is really Xavier coded. Yeah, it was Xavier coded. My favorite giggles so far, I mean, aside, I really like Sylus's laugh, but my favorite are Sylus's giggles. Like, his actual genuine giggles. He only gives them twice, from what I've seen, in Wild Gaze and the New Year's video call with Mephisto when you put him in the dress. Those 2 giggles from Sylus are my favorite. I can feel his smile widening beneath my fingers as I use my other hand to adjust the earpiece. Sound check. Zayne, say something. That's not saying something, Zayne.
You've never asked about the reason for why I picked that as my research topic back in medical school.
He remains close to me, his breath warm against my ear. It's almost like I can hear his heartbeat. The path of medicine is a noble pursuit, Dr. Zayne. You strive for academic excellence. You also want to find a meaningful purpose in life.
It's a good guess.
Back then, when you decided to destroy what could have been a world-changing discovery, you didn't hesitate.
Correct.
It's the kind of honor most people would cherish for a lifetime, yet he seems genuinely unbothered by it. Zayne must have chosen to stop the experiment because he foresaw the consequences of its potential misuse.
I had considered including your name in the acknowledgments of my paper.
I nod as I secure my firearm into my holster, strapping it to my thigh. Then I double-check my equipment. You only thought about it. You didn't actually do it? His money laugh, yes.
It wouldn't have been right for our names to appear on the same piece of paper without your permission.
Before I can proceed to process the meaning behind his words, a rustling sound suddenly comes from the window. A piece of bean-shaped ruby chocolate falls clattering. It rolls to my feet. Everyone compare it to that. It's because it is. I look up to see that the last pack of chocolate snacks from the cabinet have been taken down and torn open on the floor. Shishi lifts his face from the snack package, which is bigger than his head, and licks the chocolate residue off his nose. Wait, what did you eat? My body moves before my mind catches up and quickly pick up Shishi to check the empty package. You ate all the chocolate? Animals aren't supposed to eat that. It's a good thing he's not an animal. Butterfly in the bottle. As noon approaches, the car enters the sanatorium parking lot. Since Zayne holds an internal role here, he's been granted limited clearance to the facility. I plan to slip in while he keeps the receptionist distracted. Come on.
Safety first.
You too. He doesn't look back when he leaves, but he suddenly raises his hand for a quick high five as our position shields from view. Zayne doing high fives is like the best imagery because I feel like he wouldn't be very good at it. With my biosignature concealed, the omnipresent security cameras scan doesn't trigger anything. Their red indicators blink before moving on. Dimitri might be crazy, but I have to admit the ID camouflage chip he gave me is really useful. The lush trees and flower beds scattered throughout the sanatorium provide the perfect coverage. Dodging staff members in the courtyard, I make my way to room A107. From memory, that's where Karen is. The staff will change shifts at approximately 12 p.m. There's a small window of time. To be more specific, there's a small window of time where no one checks the rooms. My shoes scrape against the smooth wall as I wait for the staff to leave. Once they're gone, I slip in through the window. Karen's eyes widen slightly at my entrance, but she remains quiet. Sorry, with the press conference coming up, they've tightened security. I could only use this method to visit.
I expected as much. You're clever for figuring out how to find the perfect moment.
Well, I am Lincoln's best hunter. I understand the message you sent when you gave me those notes. That's why I'm here. Are you really going to give up? If we take this chance, you might actually have a shot at making a full recovery. I call Dimitri Bacchus because he reminds me of Bacchus from Yakuza 0. It really took a major inspiration. That's what it seems, at least from what you've said. Now, I've never played Yakuza 0, but you seem to... You've brought it up a lot, so I feel like they may have, taken some serious inspiration. Karen shakes her head.
After surviving so many close calls on the battlefield, I'd say death has already been more than generous.
She reveals a peaceful smile and looks at the sunlight streaming through the window.
When I first entered the cocoon, I dreamed. And in that dream, I had made a full recovery. I got to watch my daughter grow up. I was there for every important moment of her life. At her wedding, I hugged her while crying. But the face reflected in her eyes was unmistakably that of a horrifying monster.
Her gaze dims. Outside the window, a butterfly, drawn to the artificial flowers in the vase, crashes against the window again and again.
When I came to my senses, I realized I wasn't hugging her. My hands were around her throat.
Oh my gosh. Magus is way cooler though. I'll have to take a look at it.
I only wanted to hug her. So why did I make her cry?
Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Sensing my hesitation, she pulls the ivy line from the back of her hand.
My dear, have you heard of Zhuangzi's butterfly dream? I've always wondered who was really dreaming. Was it the butterfly, or Zhuangzi himself? If I can't tell who I am anymore, then the whole world has become my cocoon. The time I still have doesn't matter. I've made my decision.
What would you like me to do?
The press conference is scheduled for noon tomorrow, less than 24 hours from now. In an hour, they'll place me in the cocoon for my final examination. You need to locate the cocoon's power supply and cut it off completely.
No. The cocoon is connected directly to the test subject's consciousness. A sudden disconnection could lead to an unpredictable effect on her already fragile body.
Don't worry about me. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Finding a suitable test subject like me isn't easy. Trust me, this is the best way to stop them.
I'll find a way to get you out of there.
Even if you could carry me, my body wouldn't survive a strenuous escape.
I know she's right. Once the guard's shift ends, they'll quickly discover their most important patient has disappeared. Every exit in the sanatorium will be sealed off by then.
If this is to be my final battleground, then you must help me. Please.
I understand. After leaving room A107, I move quickly. Without any hesitation, I stay out of sight.
Did you hear? Patient A379 suddenly lost control and became violent just now.
Ooh. It's fine. Dr. Carter said that was normal.
Dr. Carter is wrong. Along the way, I quietly took down several orderlies and receptionists who spotted me. I hope I just knocked him out. The sanatorium is massive, and many areas are restricted. A blind search could last until nightfall and still be a failure. What I sensed that day, it must have been the cocoon's energy core. I take a deep breath and activate the spatium core's power once more. My vision ripples and expands like waves. A faint energy trail leads me forward like a guiding thread. My drifting consciousness slowly seeps through the sanatorium's public areas, the garden, and through each patient's room. if I can just find the energy control hub. Following the faint energy pulse, I find myself at the end of the corridor that connects the public area to the garden. There's a door almost seamlessly integrated into the wall. Without hesitation, I push it open. A large, enclosed space gradually reveals itself. Behind this door lies an unexpectedly serene forest. Strange. There's no guards present. Only an unsettling silence hangs in the air. My watch hasn't sounded any alarms, and there's no detectable signs of biological activity along the vegetation. The energy sources pull grows stronger as it tugs at the power flowing within me. It's as if I'm being guided in a specific direction. Past the forest's winding paths, an unexpected, elegant, old building comes into view. So MC is housing 2 cores now, Spatium Core and Aether Core. Yes, that is my understanding. The Spatium Core was the core fragment that she found, or that Kid gave her. I don't remember exactly where she obtained it, but it was only a fragment from what I remember. If I'm remembering that correctly, the Spatium Core is like a fragment, and we were looking for other fragments of the Spatium Core. And then the Aether Core is like what Sylus has also. And we're not sure what the Spatium Core does other than allow her to like, I don't know how to call it, like resonate further. That must be it. The energy readings are at their strongest here. We're gonna get into cutscenes soon. Trustworthy colleagues. With Zayne's help these past few days, the Cocoon's data and performance have shown improvement. Carter is in high spirits. He genuinely believes his junior has switched to the dark side. No, has finally seen the light.
I remember you were sitting right next to me when we talked for the first time. Do you want to join my research team? Before that, we all thought you were just some stuck-up child prodigy.
Dr. Noah used to say that one person can go fast, but a group can go far. Besides, your theoretical research was undeniably superior.
A look of surprise appears on Carter's face.
Back then, you were the youngest and quietest out of everyone. Who knew you'd be the most forward-thinking, boldest student in the lab? You went ahead and performed what we didn't dare to imagine. And you'd pose what we didn't dare to ask to the most distinguished of professors, until they were left
speechless. Walking and talking as they pass through the streamlined skywalk, the two soon arrive at the sanatorium's control platform. As dusk approaches, light filters through the hemispherical dome like delicate silk. It bathes the corridor in soft, warm hues.
I understand that Ever wants to use tomorrow's press conference to improve the Fountain of Ate's credibility. But the Rebirth Cocoon still needs to be further developed. It's not ready to be revealed to the public.
Why not? We've prepared the best testing equipment, and all the data will be presented to the public in the most accessible format. Besides, we already have a suitable candidate for a public demonstration.
He turns to Zayne, and his voice becomes more eager.
Zayne?
Shut up!
Remember what I asked you the night Exart succeeded? I asked if you wanted to change the world with me.
Carter turns to survey the crowd in the garden below, his fingers reminiscent of a smug creator gazing upon their creation.
We stand at the center of all our achievements. I assure you that success is within our grasp.
What exactly do you mean by success? Are you talking about unpredictable success rates? Or how quickly you dispose of your defective specimens when they fail?
Ooh. The smile on Carter's face freezes. Then it slowly disappears.
In the past, they were patients you fought desperately to save.
Thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot how pathetically incompetent I used to be.
Ooh.
Why is it that when I was a powerless doctor, the lives lost under my care were somehow forgivable? But when I strive to be a pioneer, you suddenly care about the injustice done to those who were already destined to die. When did you become such a coward, Zayne? That incident at Mount Eternal? Let me rephrase that. You've always been better at confronting death compared to me.
An uncontrollable impulse surges within him. Fortunately, a voice comes through his earpiece and pulls him back to reality. Oh, he almost went Dawnbreaker. Oh, thanks for the follow. Zayne, I found the location with the strongest energy signature. Just in case, if you can get clearance from either Carter or Benedict. Zayne composes himself, discreetly tapping the area near his ear. As acknowledgement, he looks at Carter. Pressing a finger against his chest, Carter's icy stare lands on Zayne. His mocking tone from earlier vanishes.
The heart beating in my chest belongs to someone else. I can't live an insignificant life.
What?
Zayne, I understand the meaning of death far better than you do. If these sacrifices are necessary, then so be it.
Carter doesn't have his own heart?
We're about to solve humanity's greatest dilemma, and you're still too young.
Oop. Oh no. Oh no, Dawnbreaker. His limbs are forcefully frozen to the wall. The surveillance cameras freeze just as they turn, and their red indicators go dark.
You? Zayne, you dare to
Heart
freeze
transfer?
me?
The statute of limitations hasn't expired yet for your academic plagiarism.
Carter's briefly freed hand is sealed in ice once again, and his fanatic struggling is frozen in an awkward, rigid pose.
You can't be serious. You're bringing this up now?
Finally.
The end justifies the means. Let me go!
It was a joke. But I need you to stay still for a while, Carter.
Zayne really said freeze.
Are you planning to destroy the cocoon or cut off its power supply? The sanatorium has 6 independent operating systems. Pulling the plug won't be possible.
If this place allows someone with malicious intent like me to freely come and go, then that just shows how confident all of you are.
What are you actually trying to do?
Carter glares at him. His junior pauses thoughtfully before calmly shaking his head.
I won't tell you this time, Carter. I have a more trustworthy colleague to work with now.
He's talking about us.
You didn't come here alone this time. What's that girl up to? This is murder! You're taking away these patients' only chance at survival! Zayne, you ungrateful traitor! You might be smart, but you're weak and short-sighted. Security!
He's in his Catch-22 era. Yes. We love an aggressive Zayne. Another layer of ice appears to seal his mouth shut.
You said this place was perfect for heart-to-heart conversations, since no one would disturb us. I'm afraid you'll have to stay frozen for a while.
Ooh.
Carter, you're not doing this to save lives. Nor are you doing it to save humanity. Everything you've done is to merely fill the emptiness and soothe the fear you have when confronting death.
Zayne takes out a palm-sized access card from Carter's pocket. Zayne's gaze doesn't meet his. It lands on Carter's heart instead.
I doubt the heart's donor wants it beating in the chest of an executioner.
Oh no! Did he just... Zayne doesn't kill people. That didn't just happen. Okay, perfect specimen. Read it to Phil. A holographic display takes up half of my field of vision. The green dot represents Zayne representing Zayne is moving towards my position. Not expecting much, I take a deep breath and place my hand on the door. I don't think he killed him. Okay. You think he just kept him frozen? He's gonna let him live with the guilt. To my surprise, it opens with a gentle push. Light streams through the glass dome and lands on the floor. It reveals an elegantly decorated reception hall. The space is completely empty. Only the sound of footsteps echoes to break the silence. Zayne, I've sent you my coordinates. That's where the energy core is.
Don't worry, I'm just...
As soon as my hand touches the railing from the staircase going up, the scene before me flickers and vanishes. The comm channel is dead. I put my hand away and take half a step back. I turn as colors fade. Kept him quiet until they're done and gone. That's true. Like running water, they flow out. From the ceiling, walls, and floors, they all melt into an endless expanse of pure white. It's like a white tomb.
I'm honored you decided to visit.
Excuse me, sir? I hear a slightly amused voice behind me. I whirl around to find Benedict standing in the middle of the reception hall. I'm not sure when he appeared. While I'm startled, I need to look composed right now. You've done a good job at preparing for the press conference, Mr. Benedict. It's going well without you. He touches the wall and the white space suddenly dissipates. It returns to its original form, a reception hall.
Miss Hunter, you should have been the most successful test subject. It's a shame you weren't one of ours. After all, every experiment here exists for one purpose. To create beings just like you.
What? A gunshot explodes into the empty reception hall. I'm tired of hearing you people talk about the same thing. Let's skip the formalities and get to fighting. Just as a bullet approaches him, crystal shards suddenly burst from his arm to pulverize the projectile.
Oh, right. I forgot to mention something. I'm one of the cocoon's successful specimens.
What? So there have been successful. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I assume that's what they were doing to Caleb, yeah. Yeah, yep. You could have said that earlier. I quickly switch out the regular bullets in my magazine for energy rounds designed to fight wanderers. Then I shoot at him. But Benedict seems to have anticipated this. At his signal, several shadowy figures surge forth from the darkness. Several Altreum move with inhuman speed like savage beasts. They lunge towards me. You're calling for backup already? I guess you really are a successful specimen. Quickly stepping to the side and spinning, I dodge in the nick of time. The Altreum crash into one another. I don't plan on dragging this fight out. Zayne will be here soon. Finding the energy core's location is the highest priority. I activate the Spatium core's sensing ability again. There's a faint energy signature coming from the top floor of the building. And then, everything before my eyes becomes indistinguishable once again. As the light shifts and wavers, thick fog appears from out of nowhere. It rolls in and blurs even the faces of the Altreum.
Play with them for a while.
My senses stop working, and my vision is plunged into an endless void. Overwhelming dizziness washes over me. Desperate, I try to stay conscious in spite of the vertigo, but my legs give out and I collapse onto the cold floor. I know I've reached my limit. Just before I lose consciousness, the sounds around me fade. In the void, I feel someone firmly grasp my wrist. The churning sensation is insatiable. Let me try that again. The churning sensation of instability vanishes when I open my eyes.
Are you okay? Where does it hurt?
Under the flickering light, I can barely make out Zayne's worried expression. Before I can say I'm fine, a searing pain erupts from my chest and flows through my entire body. I press my hand against my chest, but the physical pressure does nothing to ease the pain.
Stop trying to sense it. You look pale.
I grab his hand, gritting my teeth, I tell Zayne everything that just happened.
After them! Where did they go?
Don't speak. Keep your breathing steady.
Zayne quickly surveys our surroundings. He pulls my arm over his shoulder and helps me to walk. It's not there. Go straight, past the barrier. We pass through the wall. The Altreum are right behind us, but it seems they were fooled into the elusive hologram. Thankfully, this space hasn't been warped. Zayne pulls me into an empty room and slams the door. Ice covers it, but the Altreum have us cornered. Their claws at the frost and create this sharp, grating sound. Everything in front of me blurs into patches of color. I try to grab Zayne's hand again, but my strength fails me. My hand weakly slides down his sleeve. Oh no. Ooh.
Zayne? Why am I tied up?
It's done.
What did you inject me with?
A suppressant. The energy in your heart has surpassed your tolerance threshold. This will ease the strain. Better now?
Oh, look at him hold our hand.
Zayne.
The suppressant won't last long. We need to leave now.
Fluctuations. It's metaflux.
It's not the same metaflux, though.
Look out.
Excuse me?
Fire.
You're still here. How delightful.
Of course we would survive. If you take another step, I can't guarantee
Oh, well, that's
you
a
get
good
out of this
too.
alive.
Dr. Zayne, a Hunter firearm can't kill you. What?
If that's it, then he underestimated us. Watch your heart. 30% of your evil should do.
That was romantic as hell.
In your case,
Oh, that was cute!
extreme measures.
Oh my god, that was romantic as hell! Okay, before I get into that, they've really amped up the action. I feel like they were really testing what they could do in this, and both guys got such awesome scenes. Zayne's is so cool. That was so awesome, honestly. Oh yeah, easily. Oh, this is a new place
We'll
too.
depart when you're ready.
Let's see a beautiful specimen.
Watch where it's going.
Zayne,
Here it comes. Leave it to me with our combined strength.
here I go. You won't escape.
Oh my gosh, this is like a proper boss.
Inch. Stay in the rightful place.
Oh no! No! Wait!
This is a successful specimen?
Self-declared successful specimen. It is weak. Now's our chance.
Zayne,
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you wanted?
steady now. We can do this.
It's minor.
Leave my
Go back
husband
to the
alone.
pit you came from.
Try to find the truth in these endless illusions.
Oh.
That was fast.
So
We don't think that's him.
Present wrong delay.
now you
Oh,
can't
it was.
escape.
I'll send it on a journey.
It's final journey.
Victory is within reach. With our combined
I totally messed up that
Here I go.
rotation, but
Don't rush. Let's see what it's up to.
Eat this.
oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to replay this, Montoya. This is
That was fast.
So are you.
With our combined
like a proper boss
Now's our
fight.
chance. Keep your distance.
Zayne!
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you wanted? We finished it in one attempt.
And it
Oh
wasn't
my
messy.
gosh, that was amazing. Okay, they included some of my most favorite things with boss battles, which is have it be very story driven. And they had one of my favorite things is when they have conversation during the battle, because it just feels so much more interactive or self-inserty, and it's just, oh my gosh, that was Infold. If you could do more of that, I would be so happy. Bring in dungeons and do more of that for boss battles. Please do more of that for boss battles. That was amazing. That's the word I'm looking for, immersive. That was so cool. Oh, let's turn it to vertical. After using up almost all of my ammunition, the Wanderer finally crashes to the ground, but this isn't the end. The sound of regenerating flesh echoes throughout the building as the crystals on the body rapidly retract. It's as if they're being devoured. In just a few seconds, the Wanderer has completely regenerated and taken on Benedict's appearance. It was a lot.
Wait for an opening first. Then we'll retreat. There's no point in continuing this fight.
Zayne is right. Benedict isn't our primary target right now. Just now, something about Zayne seemed off. The flash of black crystal, the killing instinct, the cold indifference in his eyes, it all vanished in an instant. Maybe I imagined it. A strong unease raises in my chest, but there's no time to dwell on it. I fire my last bullet at Benedict, and the grayish-white mist fills the reception hall. Here's another good example of my seamless coordination with Zayne.
Now's our chance. Go.
With the Altreum on our heels, I lead Zayne towards the strongest energy signature I remember sensing in the building. Have you noticed how the Altreum are getting stronger? They're practically like living weapons. Could it be that after their consciousnesses are eroded, these failed test subjects are turned into tools that can be commanded? Seems like Dawnbreaker is merging with regular. It's more like he can swap out at will now. Like, Dawnbreaker doesn't control, or he's not trying to, like, keep Dawnbreaker in control. He's, like, freely swapping him out now. After taking down another Altreum that tried to attack us, I ran towards a corner. The strongest energy signature was right behind a door. Huh? Where's the door?
Watch out.
Okay, Zayne. As Frost immobilizes the guard who tried to ambush us, Zayne stands back to back with me. Both of us are on high alert. Part of the layout has changed again.
If this place is a projection, then changing the layout would be the quickest way to hide the energy core's location.
Ugh, this is annoying. I have to find the energy signature again.
Remember to not let your energy overload your heart. I don't have any more stabilizing injections.
Speaking of which, where did you get the one you gave me?
Knowing how a certain Miss Hunter tends to overuse her evil, I came prepared.
When you restrained me earlier.
It was because you were too strong.
Oops. It seems so, but Dawnbreaker, I feel relish holding us in our hands. We'll find. Oh, you know he's in love with us. If he's a part of Zayne, of course he is. That was very cute, though. I will never get over it. I place my hand on the wall. Energy surges through my veins as my sensing abilities is magnified. The location becomes clearer. I'm certain the energy core is being held at the top floor. I found it. Follow me. The last Altreum is knocked down to the area below. Only me and Zayne are on the top floor. At the end of the cold white corridor stands a single door. It's as if our only option is to move forward. This is it. Zayne and I exchange a quick glance before swiping Carter's ID card against the scanner.
Welcome to the Energy Core Control Room, Dr. Carter.
Once the door to the control room closes, a layer of ice covers it. Thick cables run across the area, and they all converge on the central energy pillar that emits a luminescent blue light. It's being powered by a protocore. It seems that the spatial core lets her know the places of things. It's either that, or I was getting that it sort of just enhances her already, like, Anhausen evil somehow. Like, it more like focuses it and tells her about... Oh, so you think it's like a two sides to the same coin. One tells her what the energy is, and the other tells her where it's at. I think my cat's getting into something. In all of its glory, this is Ever's crown jewel in the industry of protocore technology. If the energy pillar is destroyed, all ongoing experiments will immediately cease. In other words, Karen, who is currently undergoing an examination, will remain trapped in her cocoon. It will potentially cause irreversible damage to her body.
Are you worried she might regret her decision?
Maybe. Aether core, I think, enhances or amplifies the power, while the spatium helps her sense the location. Okay, that seems to be the consensus then. We have to destroy it. We're not leaving it. We've already worked so hard. I can't betray her trust in me. Or rather, I believe in her choice. I remember the first time I held Karen's hand. It was thin, delicate, yet surprisingly strong. Zayne raises his hand and hurls a shard of ice towards the luminescent energy pillar at the center.
Zayne, wait!
Carter's voice rings out from the overhead speakers as the surrounding glass walls immediately turn transparent. I can see Carter has arrived. Catching his breath, he's standing at the reception hall we were just in earlier.
Zayne! Leave this place, and don't you dare destroy that energy core! Do you remember how much time and effort we put into this?
Without a hint of emotion in his eyes, Zayne gives Carter a slight nod. Amid the chaos, Benedict calmly stands behind the crowd. He smiles as he raises his hand to his ear.
You dropped your facade sooner than I expected, Dr. Zayne. Is it because of your sense of duty as a doctor? or a resolve driven by guilt.
Believing that you can guide humanity's fate so you can control life and death is the epitome of arrogance.
Isn't thinking you have the right to stop any experiment that crosses the boundaries of life just as arrogant? This is what the people in our era want. And in just a few centuries, or maybe even a few decades, history will remember this moment.
You have no right to speak of such things.
It's Dawnbreaker. It's not Zayne anymore.
Why don't we watch and see how the future unfolds? Even if you've stopped Ms. Karen's experiment and prevented the press conference today, you can't stop the tide of progress.
It's more or less the same rhetoric. Did everyone ever attend the same corporate seminar or something?
Ah yes. I have one more question I'd like to ask you, Dr. Zayne.
The static in the comms channel suddenly falls silent and cuts off Carter's angry shouts. All I can hear is Benedict's steady voice tinged with amusement alongside his breaths.
Back then, why did you choose to destroy something that could have shaken or even changed the world?
I'm scared of the answer. Oh no. He asked the same question that I did. A sense of unease stirs as I glance at Zayne, who's maintaining his usual composure.
It couldn't be controlled. Any action beyond our control leads to unpredictable consequences.
Maybe it's because he's using his evil too many times in quick succession. Delicate ice crystals are steadily creeping up Zayne's forearm. It's his evil backlash. I think resonance. One that enhanced other people. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Isn't... Okay, so it's not the same. Okay, so it's not the same. I was combining her Aether Core with her resonance, and her resonance is just her evil.
Uncontrollable. I see. Your rationality is an absolute, the very thing that drives you to eliminate any possibility of losing control. It affects the smallest things about yourself to the greatest matters of this world. That's why you killed William at Mount Eternal back then,
we knew that. That's part of the antidote. I don't know why I was acting surprised. Oh, I guess my character's acting surprised.
You really are capable of such cruelty. You struck down your mentor and friend who fought beside you.
Yeah, because he was turning into a wanderer.
Even I would have hesitated.
Cut to the chase.
Ooh, he's made. A long time passes before Zayne's voice breaks the silence. Although his tone remains calm, his ragged breathing gives him away.
You're here to atone for your mistake. That much is certain. But you also wish to uncover what you think is the truth. For example, surely there must be an explanation for why those Altreum look so much like everyone who died at Mount Eternal.
In the tense undercurrent of this moment, a harsh truth slowly surfaces.
I'll tell you. Those people at Mount Eternal were this experiment's first batch of failed specimens. Your companions, William, all your guilt and suffering, I'm the one who caused it.
Kill him, Zayne. Kill him. It's... Don't hold back. But didn't she get her evil from the Aether Core? I actually don't know how she got her evil. I figured she just had it like everybody else just has their evil. His tone is almost nonchalant, yet every sentence is like a knife straight to the heart.
A discovery that could have shaken the world to its core, abandoned because of a moment of cowardice. You made their deaths as meaningless as those of the failed Altreum.
Kill him, Zayne. A wave of frost surges through the room. A bone-chilling cold creeps up from the floor. The windows, walls, and floors are sealed under thick layers of ice. They form intricate crystalline patterns. Why did he say it so sassy? Zayne! With each breath, the veins on his neck throb as black ice crystals spread rapidly across his skin. It's like they're trying to devour every last bit of his life force. This isn't the Zayne I know. This is the merciless Grim Reaper who emerged from the depths of hell itself. Oh! Oh! No! They just... Oh my gosh. The door that has been sealed with ice bursts open. Having completed their transformation into wanderers, the Altreum try to overwhelm us like a tidal wave. As soon as they get close, sharp ice crystals pierce their chest. The shards of ice then explode outwardly like a violent storm. More Altreum advance. They crush the fallen ice crystals beneath their feet, and they crawl over corpses to reach us. Hurry, resonate! If we resonate with him, we can help him. Yes. I don't know if she wants to resonate with him. We need to kill Benedict. All of the Altreum open and close their mouths in unison. They stutter and produce these unsettling sounds. No matter how hard he tries, Zayne can't make out what they're saying or see their faces clearly. The nightmare wraps around his body like a phantom. It coils behind him and whispers fate's curse into his ear.
Aren't you a doctor?
Am I going to die?
Save anyone?
Pay for this.
I didn't sacrifice everything just to become someone ordinary and powerless.
One day, you will hurt her.
He clutches his chest and feels as if the icy wind stabs it. He stares at the corner of the tent, fluttering in the snowy gale, with a distant, otherworldly gaze. William, who had just finished surgery, pauses in surprise. Then he smiles and holds out his hand towards him.
Nightmare? If you can't sleep, then we can go for a walk.
Everything's just happened. It seems to have been a dream. He stares at his fingers, the blood, the girl's shocked expression. It was all just a dream. Benedict, exit, be gone. Be gone. It was just a dream.
It's unfortunate we couldn't save the patient today. Don't be too hard on yourself. Back when I was doing research, failure meant you could always try again. But as a doctor, lives will only give you one chance. You know, I had these exact same feelings during my first mission as a military doctor.
The polar night hasn't disappeared. The dark blue sky appears to be almost within reach. This desolate land, covered in a blanket of snow, is always magnificent.
It took me a long time to realize that what we have to face isn't just the loss of a life and death itself. The way they look at you in their final moments, it's always the same. Time and time again. You'll have to see their fear and desperation when they're about to die.
William is deep in thought. Then, As if remembering something, he turns to Zayne and smiles.
By the way, did you hear my final plea when you killed me?
He stares blankly at William's distorted face, and in the very next second, the ice shards have already pierced his chest. Once again, he sinks into the dark abyss of his consciousness. There are more of them. They're actually using the Altreum as weapons. I roll and find an opening in the wall of the Altreum that's produced by protecting Benedict. I aim my gun at him. But before I can pull the trigger, brilliant ice flies toward Benedict. Yes, Zayne! Benedict smiles. He crushes the ice shard embedded in his chest.
You're different from the man I was talking to earlier. I must say, you're skilled at saving and taking lives, Dr. Zayne.
With a slight gesture of his hand, the Altreum freezes in place like marionette. They withdraw like receding water, as if they received a silent command.
I hope you'll find your true path after our candid discussion.
Soon enough, only the two of us remain in the vast cold control room. Ignoring everything else, I rush past the dissipating ice crystals to Zayne and cradle his face in my hands. Zayne, look at me, listen to me. No matter who Benedict is, I'll always keep a bullet just for him, starting today. Zayne's labored breathing shows how intense the pain is. The black ice crystals emerge from his neck and continue to spread out. His ice-cold fingers are slowly slipping away from my palm. You need to wake up from this nightmare right now. These hands that saved countless lives should never be stained with the pain and guilt that don't belong to them, especially not because of scum like Benedict. Zayne, you have to. These few seconds feel like centuries, and then he finally raises his head to look at me. He slowly tenses, and I see myself reflected in his icy gaze. Zayne? Pain answers me instead. My consciousness shatters and I drift into a warm embrace of unconsciousness. Before everything fades, distant memories regroup and flood my mind. The ground is littered with the remains of wanderers. They're slowly dissipating. Meanwhile, searing pain burns my chest. Struggling to push myself up, I see my bloodstained hands are small and thin. Did this happen when I was little? I look up. There's a young man with a familiar face, but his expression is frighteningly cold and foreign. While I'm dazed, his face merges with Zayne's present-day appearance. They form my memories, and reality approaches me step by step.
Your existence is a mistake. You must be eliminated.
It's as if the Black Forest has covered his eyes. Oh, Black Frost has covered his eyes. Having materialized in his raised hand, sharp ice crystals hurl themselves out. The next day, the pristine sanatorium stands tall, immaculate, and serene. It's been restored to the point where yesterday's attack might have never happened at all.
Wherever and whenever you need us, we will provide you with healthcare services of the highest quality.
In the courtyard, a gentle breeze caresses the grass, kissed by the early morning light. A cocoon hangs on a delicate swaying flower stem. The faint sounds of struggle can be heard from within. Light reveals the outline of tightly folded wings behind its translucent walls. Moist and tender, it breaks free from the cocoon. And in the refreshing air of rebirth, those wings slowly take to the sky. Please don't tell me that's the end. Okay, it's not. It's not. Okay. My heart constricts as sharp pain courses through every fiber of my being. My consciousness sinks into a blurry darkness. Footsteps that are close by sound distant, as if they're muffled under a glacier. Zayne, is that you? He stops in his tracks as if he heard me. He doesn't take the candy or freeze the melting popsicle I offer.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry.
I'm so confused. Is this I think this is a flashback. It's like the same as like with Sylus. She's like regaining parts of her memory. A box sits on the doorstep. Wisps of cold air drift inside it. Inside the box lie 3 misshapen snowballs, remnants from when Zayne was still learning how to use his evol as a kid. Really? Zayne knows I got hit with ice when watching the seals, and now he's made snowballs to tease me? I heard footsteps. Did he already leave? I don't sense anyone nearby. As I hold the box close, an inexplicable sense of loss washes over me. This is definitely linked to the bond. Yes, 100% this is the bond. I want to say his name, but something catches in my throat. It silences my voice. Zayne. I managed to finally call out his name, yet when I open my eyes, I find myself staring at a dimly lit ceiling. As my foggy consciousness... I'm gonna get emotional, oh my gosh. As my foggy consciousness slowly clears, I realize I'm lying down in a room at Oxo Hospital.
Due to Miss Karen's poor health, Ever's press conference for today has been cancelled. Mr. Benedict, the director of Val Sanatorium, stated that the patient's well-being takes precedence over the event.
A hand waves before me. Its owner's lips move as they say something I can't make out.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Yvonne. Looking down, I see my wounds have been bandaged, and the pain has almost subsided. I sit up and take Yvonne's hand. Where's Zayne?
Oh, you're awake. Thank goodness you're okay. You had cardiac energy overload and some minor injuries when Dr. Zayne brought you in. We asked him what happened, but he wouldn't say anything. He stayed in this room until your vital signs stabilized.
As she speaks, Yvonne leans in. Her expression becomes more serious.
I heard from Grayson that Dr. Zayne went to the director's office to submit his resignation letter.
What?
There was a loud commotion in the office. I've never seen the director that angry before. He didn't approve it and gave Dr. Zayne an extended leave. Then he told him to go home and think things through. He wouldn't say another word about it. Dr. Zayne didn't hesitate at all. But before he left the hospital, he asked us to take good care of you.
I try to force myself to smile, but I can't. Only one thought is in my mind.
Wait, you can't just... Oh no. Please, be careful.
Yvonne just gives up. She doesn't even try.
I'm sorry, we haven't seen him.
Sorry, we haven't seen anyone who matches your description.
Dr. Zayne! A few days ago, he said he'd be traveling to remote... Oh, you must be that young lady. This is our new menu item for today. Would you like it to go?
This is poor timing.
Wait! Dr. Zayne already paid for it!
Zayne's home, his favorite dessert place, the cafe near Oxo Hospital. I visited every place I could think of. But there was no trace of him anywhere. Late into the night, I enter the passcode to his home again. I'm clinging on to one final hope. The room is shrouded in darkness. Snowflakes drift in through the gaps of the floor-to-ceiling windows.
The number you have dialed is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
Memories that are no longer dormant slowly flood my mind again. I've seen those black crystals, those black ice crystals, and that pained look on his face before. In my childhood memories, Zayne moved away while carrying a heavy, unspoken guilt. Zayne, please don't leave. Why does he always leave? I really hope this man's not. No, I don't think he is. Sorry, I was totally into this. If Sylus had a happy ending, Zayne has to have one as well. I agree. I hope Zayne's... I'm really sad right now. Zayne, you big dummy. This bad habit of disappearing has existed even back then. I hear a faint whimper in the cold. I raise my head and rub my stinging eyes to see Shishi. It's you. As if he understands me, Shishi leaps onto the sofa and gently places his paw on my knee. I feel like I've tried everything, but I still can't find him. I hold Shishi close, my trembling voice barely above a whisper. I didn't realize it cracked until now. Please, can you help me one more time? Take me to him. Oh my god, you've been streaming for 10 hours. Yep, I think we're almost done. Time passes, then Shishi obediently jumps down, sniffs the blanket on the sofa, then carries Zayne's scent, and runs towards a half-open door. In the darkest hour of the night, it's snowing again. Large snowflakes dance around the glowing streetlights. They settle on rooftops, streets, passing cars, and the shoulders of pedestrians. After running for a long time, Shishi stops in front of a pitch black fence. He circles it a few times before signaling me to follow him. Where am I? The streetlight illuminates the faded writing on the sign. This is a public cemetery in Lincoln City. It's also the final resting place for those who have no place to call home. Shishi quickly vanishes into the darkness, and steel myself before running after him. As soon as I see the familiar figure, my heart leaps violently in my chest. Zayne. He stands in the snowy night, his coat billowing between black tombstones. He's like a ghost who has nowhere to go. I understand why he left the moment I see the names on the tombstone. He chose to imprison himself in this nightmare. He wants to atone, to seek redemption for the monsters he killed. I hurry to his side, but when I try to call out his name, it gets stuck in my throat.
Why are you here?
Questions overwhelm my mind, but I don't know what to ask about first. You chose to disappear without a word. You didn't even give me an explanation. Cemetery.
These graves belong to the people who died by my hand. I don't believe their deaths were unjustified. Do you think I'm here because of guilt? I'm not standing in front of them for repentance, let alone the atonement you're imagining.
When you almost raised your hand against me, based on your judgment, did that mean I was also someone who needed to be killed? He doesn't evade the question. He nods without hesitation. So then why are you submitting your resignation letter to Oxo Hospital? You haven't even healed my heart yet, and you're going to just leave like that? You told me there's no there's not to change doctors on a whim, but can doctors abandon their patients whenever they want? A complex feeling crawls up from my throat to my tongue as emotions bubble up like boiling water.
I first met you when I came to Oxo Hospital. I was 12 at the time. Dr. Noah was a close friend of your grandmother, and I was told to look after you. You were afraid of me back then, until I used my power to keep your popsicle from melting. When things finally settled down after the Chrono Rift catastrophe, my parents asked if I wanted to move somewhere else. I hesitated for a long time. I was worried I wouldn't be able to see you anymore. But then that incident happened, and I actually hurt you. You were unconscious and bleeding heavily. When I realized what happened, I couldn't understand why I did it.
He closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them, his expression is as serene as the calm after a snowstorm. It's like he finally woke up from a year-long nightmare, only to discover that the nightmare had become reality.
That was when I realized I could lose control of my power. And not being in control can lead to irreversible consequences. It's why I chose to leave without saying goodbye.
The truth pierces my heart like needles. Words are stuck in my throat.
Perhaps I chose cardiac surgery because I wanted to heal your heart. Or maybe I wanted to make amends for what I did back then. Even I don't know.
He keeps his gaze lowered, and his voice as soft as melting snowflakes.
But I didn't hesitate when I chose the field of medicine. When I first recited the Hippocratic Oath, I truly believed I would become a good doctor. I believed I would save many people, including the one I had hurt before.
It doesn't seem like he noticed my obvious shock. Zayne just gazes calmly at the weathered gravestones.
Until that night on Mount Eternal, when I killed William.
But you didn't have a better choice at the time. It is really sad. Once again, he lowers his emotional, detached gaze.
Do you really think a killer can be a doctor who saves lives? If something like this happens again, you might regret the fact that you tried to keep me close.
Are you saying your nightmares are destined to become reality? Will I turn into a monster that needs to be killed one day? I didn't expect him to answer, yet he shakes his head.
I don't know.
So are you avoiding me now because of logical reason? What about your feelings? If you're going to be pure logic, then now is the time. Do it, Zayne. Or are you afraid? Or is this something you don't want to do? Looking at his calm, aloof expression, I find myself beyond the point of rationality. Whatever you do today, I won't have any regrets.
But I would.
Snowflakes land on my eyelashes. They turn his figure into prismatic fragments that are like ripples in the darkness.
I'm certain that if I were to truly hurt you one day, it would be the greatest regret of my life.
The snowflakes fall as if they're floating through the cosmos. They land on us and the gravestones. We stand in silence. Neither of us exchanges a single word. Oh. After that day, rumors related to the Altreum and I think that's supposed to be Dawnbreaker, faded away like melting snow. These pure white specks were but fleeting visitors. The city awakens in daylight, and once again, it's immersed in its bizarre flood of information. The Spatium Core's energy remains concentrated in my chest. It's like a seed that's merged with my flesh. Its faintly echoes with my heartbeat. I know these aether cores connect my past to my future. They're links to the secrets hidden in deep space. Yet I wonder what fate awaits the Altreum, Zayne, and me. Ever won't give up on the Fountain of Etia. They've carefully cultivated. They'll continue to weave their dreams of immortality. But they were right about one thing. The cycle of life and death is an inescapable truth. The constraints of matter break down, and the shackles of time and space gradually dissolve. Countless civilizations rise and fall among the stars. Because of the laws that guide entropy and dissipation, Earth's magnification radiance will eventually fade. Oh, magnificent radiance. Humanity's long, undisturbed period of exile will also come to an end. I won't understand that until much, much later. The Creator has planned foreshadowings in an era predating life itself. If that's the end, I'm gonna be so sad. They just reversed all that hard work I had with Zayne and how husband he was. And now I'm mad. It's time to fight. I'm not using Dawnbreaker either. I'm using the medic. Foreshadowing to the next chapter. That seems to be the case. I love this new arena.
I will not let tragedy repeat itself. It's your turn.
No problem. Zayne.
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you wanted?
Perfect.
It's over. Let's go.
Okay.
It is weak. Now's our chance. Offense.
Isn't this aren't these the ending battles? Now we are divorced. No, I refuse to be divorced from Zayne.
Up to. Let's go.
Okay.
Now
Zayne is only husband.
A hard-earned victory.
This is what a battlefield is like.
I refuse to get. I'm that wife that refuses to acknowledge that divorce is happening. I won't sign the paperwork. Sorry, Zayne. We're not getting divorced. It's not in the cards. It's not. You are not the master of fate. We might have a couple. We're gonna have a couple fights for sure.
We'll depart when you're ready. Let's go.
Okay. Zayne.
Oop. God dang it. That's happened twice
Leave
now.
It to me. Is this what you wanted?
Perfect.
Well done.
I'll show you.
Watch
out. Hello?
I'm okay. Let's take it down.
It's your turn.
No problem.
Keep your distance, or else you'll get hurt. Keep your tempo.
Eat this.
Make sure to dodge the attack.
Zayne.
Stay safe. Don't get. Let's go.
Okay.
Now's our chance. Be ready for its next move.
Everything went well.
A battle system. Yeah, we will. I hope we have like a boss battle at the end of this one. I hope we get to fight Benedict again. That was a fun fight. Make sure I'm all auto-equipped. Back to my 3 husbands. Rav, Zayne, Caleb. You gotta do a reverse engineering on it. I don't know. Zayne's pulling the I'm so hurt, I'm distant sort of thing.
Don't rush. It's your turn.
And I'm kind of here for it.
No problem. Zayne.
Here it comes. Leave it to me. Is this what you wanted?
Perfect.
I'm a sucker for the aloof, like, sad boy, distant, I can't love you because I'm gonna hurt you sort of thing.
Now's our chance. Often.
It's the best defense. I'm getting the hang of this.
Come closer. It recovers. Careful. It is falling apart.
Eat this.
It's
Let go of my husband.
No problem. Dr. Zayne.
Fall back.
We crushed them.
Sweets and cake over here. That's it. We made it through, you guys.